What I think the US government needs to very, very seriously consider is both how Bitcoin's power can be harnessed and leveraged as a digital public utility, similar to the internet, for national security interests. This technology can't be uncreated. China and Russia will be using this in 1 to 5 to 10 to 100 years, whether we like it or not, and that's okay. But we need to think about it, and we need to think about it correctly and responsibly. And then I think we need to think about how the payments technology can fix material distortions in our country. And again, I could be wrong. I'm not giving advice. I'm clearly very biased and passionate. But just as an exercise as Americans, this is our duty to not only our country, but to the free world. You know, for payments, Bitcoin is already catalyzing optimization. I talked a little bit about my business. We all know Jack and Square are very big proponents. We all know former big tech executives like David Marcus are now in the industry. This technology is being validated and changing lives already. And I think with time will change everyone's life. And by the way, including the way fiat currency moves. So again, I can explain this later. It wasn't worth this presentation, but my company, for example, amongst many others, moves US dollars on top of this. So this is not anti-dollar. This is not opposing the Federal Reserve. This is superior technology. It's a public utility that can be used for whatever someone wants to use it for, just like the internet. The United States has to harness this tech, or at the very least, give it an honest look. Can't reject it, because the genie's out of the bottle, and it's not coming back in. So, my last slide, as the leader of the free world, the United States is in the best position to demonstrate commitment to exploring this new idea. It's who we are as a country, and again, we don't owe it to our neighbors, but we owe it to the free world at large. We are the world leader in democracy and for human freedom. And this is a new public utility for money, just like the internet is for information. And as a country, we need to be leaders. And I feel as if we've struggled with that at times, and it's okay, this stuff is new. But with this framework of thought, I think we can make a lot of progress because we're the best country in the world. So if you need to reach me, this is my email, and I appreciate you guys giving me the time.
I love hearing from entrepreneurs. I mean, I think it's so important that we actually really listen to these messages. We want to build in the US, we want to stay here, but this is a global industry, globally competitive. Talent moves around, mining moves around. If we want to have the best and brightest, if we want to have the best energy infrastructure in the world, the best payments infrastructure in the world, I think we really, really need to take this seriously, especially as things move so quickly in like times of chaos, right? So this is, to me, a very uniting technology that can bring the left and right and center and everything else back together. It's much bigger than, bigger than this. We have to remember that this is so revolutionary, that these technologies, these pieces of technologies that have been brought together, so digital money, the ability to be truly decentralized, the ability to balance the grid as we build out different infrastructure, in mining, the difficulty adjustment, all of these pieces come together to create this amazing symphony, right? It's not like we're building, you could compare fiat to maybe Nickelback, right? And compare Bitcoin to Beethoven. So, sorry, Nickelback, but that's kind of how I see it. And I think how a lot of folks around the world see it when they're having to pay, 10% remittance fees. So this is huge for the United States and for the world, for us to progress, as a species. And this is really about humanity, and the US has always been a leader in this, and so we must continue to do that.